Welcome back to the Mysteries of Ranko Togawa. Murder on the Marine Express. My voice is still full. On the fritz. On the mend. But we're going to proceed through Chapter 3. We are in... Oops, did I read this already? Yeah, we read this already. We're actually looking for our girl Haifa. Actually a pretty sensible girl. She just has a very much strong affinity for ninjas. Oh, Joyce. So last time we found out some rather concerning stuff about our first victim, and we also obtained a second victim, Irene, our classmate and good friend, who was also apparently... being set up as Mr. Shepard's next grooming victim, by the sound of it. Anyways, Maddie, student council president. Larson, Togawa, what's the rush? We're looking for Haifa, a girl from our class. Yeah, I know her. I think she was going to her room. She shouldn't be running around. People are getting really tense with everything that's happened. But if that girl had some kind of problem, maybe Maddie will know something about it. Yes? Madeline, do you know something about the girl Mr. Shepard harassed some time ago? Uh-oh. That rang a bell. How do you know about that? We were doing research. We think that this student may be involved in this case, and she may even be the one who murdered Mr. Shepard yesterday. When your research is insufficient, I guarantee that it's impossible. Shall I infer that you know about the issue and the girl I mentioned, then? Yes, but I feel like I'm not the one who should tell you about it. Disclosing her story and her circumstances without her express consent would be very disrespectful. Respect you for that. My lips are sealed. Anyway, I must insist that she is innocent in regard to the events of this train. That much I can assure you. Come on, Maddie, don't be so uptight. Christine. Oh, you. Is it you? Ah. Hi, little mouse. I see you've continued investigating. I can tell you anything you want. But Christine, it was you, wasn't it? If they know about it, then they'll know the rest sooner or later. The girl you're looking for is yours truly. What? That you didn't expect, right? Who led you to me? Katja Svedlova, a freshman. She was molested by Mr. Shepard, too. Number 8, second to last. Yeah, I know. Number 8? We too are leading our own investigation. Thus far we've documented 9 students harassed by Mr. Shepard, and not only in St. Joachim. Some of them are willing to testify. We intended to make a joint complaint once our case was solid enough with evidence and testimonies, but we were too late. Now I know. Now I understand why Madeline was so convinced about Christine's innocence. Her goal was to denounce him openly and get a right sentence. Killing him before accomplishing that would make no sense. So that means you were number 7. Yes, that swine fooled me for good. But how? Just like he did with the others. He had a friendly stance. He was nice and supportive. He passed himself off as a friend, like he understood me. And when he had my trust, he began taking more and more liberties until I became his toy. Are you saying that? No, he didn't cross that line. He tried, of course, but that's when I put up a fight. I didn't come out unscathed, but it was better than the other option. Katja said he threatened her, saying he'd make her life a living hell. Is that what he did to you? Yes, let's say that. Last year was pretty rough for me. She said that Katja was 8 of 9. And Katja put him on the trail of Irene. Which makes me wonder if they knew about Irene, and Irene is 9 of 9? Or if there was in fact someone else between Katja and Irene that we do not know about. I am curious, let's say. Last year was pretty rough for me. He spread every kind of nasty rumors about me. He sabotaged my grades to lower my records. He even made some really unsavory fake pics, which he hung throughout the Academy court. Wow. What an asshole. Wow, I remember that. I didn't know that girl was you. That was quite a fuss. Now everybody thinks I'm some kind of depraved delinquent. Nobody wants anything from me. So your attitude from before is pretty much you playing into the reputation? Maddie's the only one who continued being my friend. It doesn't help that you still carry on with the predator act you do with the other students, you know. No, it doesn't. Talking from experience here. It's my way of taking it with a bit of humor. If that dick made it look like I'm disturbed, then that's what I'll be like. I'll make him pay for it later. Or, that was the idea, at least. Now I'll never get to ruin his life like he did mine. You have no idea how much I long to see him standing up against the accusation. The judging eyes of parents, teachers, and society. I seek to unmask him as the pervert he was. Now I won't be able to anymore. You're going to give up now that he's dead? No. No, not at all. It will be harder to present the facts now that he himself has become a victim. But there's no way we'll let his memory remain unblemished. The world has to know what he did. Girls he molested deserve justice. That reminds me that we're here to solve this whole crazy murder. Haifa was the one who led us in this direction. Maybe she heard you talking about the matter. So we're looking for her to ask who the student before Katya was, and it turned out to be Christine. That's another suspect off our list. Managed to find a promising motive, but now there's no one who fits the profile. Maybe a good time to pay Miss Marble a visit. Let's tell her what we found out. Maybe she will provide some more information. We have to get to the bottom of this and stop any more assaults. Maybe it's Miss Marble. We can't let the fear keep growing. Wish you luck with your investigation. Thanks. We'll do our best. This is our room. Ready? Would she get mad at us again for disobeying her when she told us not to stick our noses in things? Probably, but there's no other way around it. This is a personal matter. We can't stand aside. No, I also want to find out why all this happened, whatever it takes. All right, let's go. Yes? Miss Marble, this is Astrid and Ranko from Mr. Brown's class. We need to talk with you. Come in. Well, what's the matter? Gathered more information about the assaults. Didn't I make myself clear when I told you to stop fooling around? This is not a job for a pair of students. You know, but we want to find the truth about what happened. Nobody in this train is safe until we pin down the culprit. We are discussing safety measures with the train staff in order to prevent more incidents. There is very little chance of a repeat occurrence. And did you find anything useful? Yeah. Time to present what we know. We have to convince her so she backs us up on this. Well, first of all, we asked around the train and verified that there's no actual monitoring system that will allow us to know the entries and exits of the passengers. Nor are there any cameras which could lend us know who wandered through the quarters at a specific time. However, once you considered all the data we have in hand, we realized the culprit must be someone close to Mr. Shepard. Consider the possibility that the assaults were done at random, and we managed to find a suspect who fit the profile. Grace Queen, the engineer of this train, been traveling with us in secret and stays in a cabin that was thought to be empty. Hidden from the rest of the passengers, she could easily move around without being noticed. So there was a chance she was the one who killed Mr. Shepard while incognito. Even so, the fact that there was a link between Mr. Shepard and Irene made us think that these were not random assaults, but clearly intentional and deliberate attacks. That would mean there was a motive to murder Mr. Shepard. But why would someone kill a respected professor like him? He was a hero among the teachers of the Academy. His only flaw was perhaps being too lenient with the students. About that, I'm afraid things aren't what they seem. That was a question that had been driving us nuts the whole time. After investigating the subject in depth, we found a plausible motive for the murder. In all likelihood, the culprit killed Mr. Shepard because he was a molester. What did you say? His kind and good-natured attitude was just a facade. Behind the Academy and the students' backs. He'd harassed some girls, threatening to destroy their lives if they didn't obey. He started making a connection with them to gain their trust. Then he wasted no time crossing the line until they found themselves forced to become his servants. Enough. I was playing along thinking that maybe you had something actually relevant to deliver. But I can't let you stain the memory of such an exemplary colleague just like that. You're making a very serious accusation here. You should back these words with something else if you hope to be taken seriously. If you have no proof, then it's better that you leave this mess to the police. Again, I'm afraid you're mistaken. We do have proof. Last 2 hours, we found a key testimony which verifies this story. One of the Wildcats. Come on, boys, hang in there. You can do this. One of the Wildcats confessed to being one of the shepherd's victims. Her name is Katya Svetlova. She told us that teacher was harassing her for a while and that she was not the first one. Before her was Christine Lenoir, a senior from your class. She and Madeline LaSalle have been documenting his sexual abuses for months, including those happening in previous schools, to press ahead with a joint complaint. They intended to take him to court this year, though their plan became thwarted with what's happened. I had no idea. Lawrence, Mr. Shepherd. I can't believe this. No one knew, not even Irene. Irene, she had to know. She was the suspect from the beginning, I was so sure she killed him to get revenge. No, we still don't understand what led the killer to assault her, too. We can firmly claim that she had nothing to do with Mr. Shepherd's death. In a way, she became a victim of the circumstances twice over. She was Mr. Shepherd's new prey, and now she's seriously injured because of him. My God. We're sorry the facts are so unpleasant, but we hope this sheds some light on the case. Then we're on the right track. We'd like to keep pressing on to learn the truth. We need to find who attacked our friend Irene. You grant us permission to keep investigating. Huh? Yes, of course. Do as you will. Sorry, I'm a little bit overwhelmed by all this. Don't worry, I know it's a lot to chew on. We'll leave you alone. Did she know? Did she know? She's sus. She's sus. I'm doubting her. She knows more than she's letting on. She did seem genuinely surprised, but she knows more than she's letting on. So, what's the next step for us? I know learning about Shepard has been a hard blow for her, but I think it would be good for her to talk with Maddie and Christine so they can elaborate on the matter. Maybe if we can get to the bottom on Mr. Shepard's story, we'll find another suspect who can explain both assaults. Let's go find them and we'll discuss it together. All right. However, the meeting never came to be. There was no time. Now that it seemed like we were finally taking control of the situation, the case took a new twist which threw our confidence away. Like it was laughing at us. We were barely halfway to learning the truth. Chapter 3 end? Chapter 3 end. Hold it. Yeah! Ah! Seriously, you have to stop doing that. Doing what? Popping out of thin air. You're going to give us someone a stroke one day. That's not my intention at all, but I can't let anyone through this corridor without permission. Why is that? Is something going on? This is where I carry out my shuriken training. Oh. Ah. It's a little scary to join on the activities with all this happening. Agreed. Some say there may be more assaults soon. I think we're going to spend the rest of the day in my room. How many channels do you recommend for watching some videos? I know a good one about art. Take a look at the Meals for Cats channel. Hey, I follow that one too. That sounds cute. Is it about kittens? Not at all. It's about a sweet old lady collecting video games. What? Aw, that's cute. I don't understand. Isn't the name Meals for Cats? Don't for the details. The point here is that we all should aim to be like her in the future. Cute. She's every visual novel in existence, even the infamous The Killings on the Air Express. Duh. Good grief. You only think about video games. That's not true at all. I devote my time to a wide range of activities. My goal in life to surpass mankind's greatest achievement. Wow, that's ambitious. And what is that achievement exactly? Well, Evo moment number 37. Is there anyone normal here who can recommend me a channel, please? You're a real bore. Perfect parry. Lego vs. Justin Evo 2004. Oh boy. Yeah, that's a video game reference I'm not familiar with. Alright, shuriken training. It would result in tragedy were someone to cross inadvertently while I'm doing my throwing practice. Well, tragedy might be too strong a word for being hit by a few pieces of cardboard. You underestimate the deadliness of my stars. As I'm the current holder of the title Crimson Moon, my shurikens fly 3 times faster. Whee! Let me guess. They're 3 times faster because you are crimson. What does color have to do with anything? Good grief. I own references to Freedom Fighter Gunboy get any respect nowadays. Nah. I get that they're using these for practice, but do you have any real shurikens at home? No. California Penal Code 22410 forbids manufacturing, importing, selling, lending, or possession of shurikens by punishment of imprisonment in a county jail for a time not exceeding 1 year. My love for ninja culture is intense, but always done under the law. I'm a law-abiding ninja. I won't dare to disobey the state laws ever. Is something wrong? Sorry, my brain just had a bit of a meltdown after hearing this extremely accurate legal notice. Professional goal is to become a lawyer. Once I finish my studies at St. Joaquin, my next step will be studying at law school and carrying out justice by representing defendants of foreign origins. That's wonderful. It's great that you're so sure about what you want to do in the future. It's really praiseworthy that you choose to apply for such a difficult major. I've been studying on my own for a while. I hope my training pays off soon. Speaking of judges, it seems you really can't judge a book by its cover. I'll be sure to request you as my representative if I ever commit a felony. Astrid, no felonies. It would be my pleasure. I think you should not commit any felony in the first place. We have enough crime to deal with here as is. By the way, how is your investigation going? It's funny, you know. We were just looking for you and he ran into Maddie and Christine. But now it's the other way around. You're looking for the seniors. That's unusual. After walking in circles for so long, we finally found a lead to follow. I wouldn't dare celebrate yet, but if it goes the right way, I think we can have this case cracked by the end of the day. I'm glad your efforts are producing results. It's all thanks to you. You couldn't have done it without that huge clue you gave us. I don't understand. Your info about Teach's misbehavior was spot on, and we managed to find the girl you mentioned. Madeline and Christine were also aware of the situation, and they're the ones who know the most about it. With all the data we've gathered, we're pretty sure that the killer, someone who led Mr. Shepard and therefore took revenge on him, we still have some loose ends to tie up. And meet with them and Miss Marple to piece everything together. Find once and for all the truth behind this crazy drama. I see. I don't want to hold you up then. I hope you learn the answers you seek. Thank you. I'll keep you informed once we've drawn some conclusions. See you, Haifa. Rashid, just one more thing. Yes? What is it? Tell me, what is your plan? What do you mean? Say there's a high possibility that someone harassed by Mr. Shepard is the culprit. That would surely mean that we are talking about one of St. Joachim's students. Let's say you actually find the truth. What will happen to this person? Maybe she's someone you know. Maybe she's a friend. You'd be brave enough to hand her over. Detective uncovers their suspect in a mystery book, because they are usually not connected to them in any way. However, everybody on this train knows each other to some extent. I think you will end up carrying a very heavy burden if you face this issue. This person murdered someone. That's a heinous crime, and they have to pay for it, no matter who they are. Maybe it will all come to an uncomfortable resolution, but I'm doing this because I intend to get to the bottom of it. Are you sure? It's possible you will end up regretting saying that. To know what is right and not to do it is the worst cowardice. You are a brave and big-hearted woman. I didn't choose you as my Rashid for nothing. Sorry for pressuring you. I just wanted you to be aware of the quandary this investigation entails. Yes, I understand. Even so, I can't just stay still. somebody crossed a line they shouldn't have, and they have to take responsibility for it. Maybe that I'm sticking my nose where I shouldn't be, and I'm fully aware that this is a job with the police. There's no way I could sleep, knowing that a person, almost 2, lost their life on this train with the murderers not paying for it. I feel better now. I'll take my leave. Good luck with your meeting. However, listen. Yes? Look, if you really want me to be your master, don't call me Murshid. From now on, call me Shisho. Besides, I'd like you to teach me more about your country, too. Oh! It would be my pleasure. And of course, I hope Astrid will join along with us. Sure! I'd love to learn new things. I'm sure you have lots of interesting things to tell us. See you, Shisho. Oh, friendship. We love to see it. Let's go. We have to find those 2. Hey, sorry to bother you again. Hi there. Did you talk with Marble yet? Yeah, we're actually here about that. We told her about Mr. Shepard and his harassment record. She looked quite affected by it. I don't think she suspected anything like that at all. We wanted to suggest that you meet with her in order to explain everything in detail. Maybe that way we can find someone fitting the culprit's profile. Does that sound alright to you? Absolutely. Setting differing perspectives may help us find something new. Well, I can't say I'm thrilled with the idea. We've been working on this case for so long. I don't want to reveal what we know and then find that the Academy took measures for damage control. Mr. Touchy may be dead, but I want his name soiled with the stain of what he did. The same for those who overlooked it and let him do as he pleased. I'm not sure I really want to explain everything to Miss Marble. Come on, you know we can trust her. Probably feeling terrible right now because she couldn't help. You know how she is. Miss Marble looks pretty strict, but you can tell she cares a lot about her students. That's right. I'm sure she's eager to help us solve this. Even at the expense of tarnishing the name of a fellow teacher. Okay, let's talk with her. Try to make something out of it. Thank you. I promise your plan won't be affected at all. Come what may, you deserve justice, and for them to take responsibility for what that swine did to you. Won't consent to you continuing to be humiliated anymore. Oh. Is she? Blushing? Thank you. Oh. Wow, one of the rare times Christine lowers her guard. Shut up. Oh my god, I'm just a little touched that somebody's actually caring about me. So much time being ridiculed. My god, it's a great sense of justice. Might scare her a little, but she wouldn't abandon you. Now that I know you're just faking it, I don't feel intimidated anymore. I think we'd even managed to be friends. You sure? And you wouldn't mind hanging out sometime to strengthen our friendship. Us, alone, have a great time together. I take that back. You freaked that out of me. Wonderful. Exactly as intended. Okay, no more fooling around. Time to get going. I'll meet in our room a little later. Is that okay with you? All right. And we'll look for Miss Marble. Together, I'm sure we'll solve this case at last. See you later, guys. Don't forget our maiden guest. Don't worry. She won't miss whatever we have to say. See you in a bit. So nothing is going wrong yet. This plan is supposedly going to go pear-shaped, in some shape or form. I hope this meeting brings us closer to our goal. 2 heads are better than 1. I'm sure we'll achieve even more with 5 of them. Sometimes I'd love to be an airhead like you and live drunk off that optimism you always radiate. You're just jealous because I'm a cheerful gal and you are a grouch. Keep being like that, nobody's gonna want to be your friend. If those friends are as dim-witted as you, then it may not be a bad thing. Hey, besides, I have made 2 friends today. How's the investigation going? Looks like we're finally making some progress. I hope to bring good news soon. Wonderful. How's Irene? Any changes to her condition? Not at all, she's awfully weak. These 3 hours will be the most difficult ones if she doesn't recover some strength. Don't worry, she will pull through this. I hope so. When she's recovered, I want to confess to her. What? I want to confess that I was the one spreading those nasty rumors about her. I shouldn't have done that. Yes, of course. If I want to tell her about my feelings. Ranko, please. I support your sapphic thoughts, but keep them to yourself. The shame and the guilt. I want her to forgive me for all I've done. I understand. I promise I will always be by your side. I'm making a sweat here, you know. I'm not following. Never mind, I just can't bear any more excitement. I'm just saying that I'd like Irene. I want to grow up with her. Oh, brother. Outer. Bleh. Here it is. Let's see what Miss Marble thinks of our little idea. Oh no, did something happen with Miss Marble? There's no answer. Maybe she went out. She looked much too tired to go anywhere. Miss Marble, it's us again, Astrid and Ranko. We have to talk to you. Maybe she's taking a nap. I think this woman's taken a nap her whole life. She's even less likely with all that's happening. I wanted to know, though. This door's locked. We should take a look. Let's go in. Is she dead? No, oh God, she looks dead. Ah! This can't be. Miss Marble. Close the door, fast. Yeah. What the hell happened here? Talking with her just a moment ago. Did the killer manage to come in and murder her in that short time? This had to have happened very recently, so it's possible the killer left in a hurry. Let's search for any clues before we get more people in here. You think we'll find something? You'd better, I tell you. Come to the floor, look under the bed. Nothing here. Doesn't look like there's anything of interest on the table. If there's an incriminatory item, they took it with them. I think we should inform the teachers and staff of what happened. Are you alright? Damn it. How did we let this happen? Calm down, please. You want me to calm down? There's another body right here in front of us. How many more does that scumbag need to be happy? Oh, it's in the conversation from the intro. Isn't it? You're going to just sit through everybody being killed off one by one? Yeah, this is the conversation from the intro. Interesting. Hello, Mr. Killer. How do you do, Mr. Killer? Would you like to stab you with your knife, Mr. Killer? Oh, no way. Leave right now and I'm going to find that bastard myself. The line must be drawn here. This far, no further. And I will be the one to make them pay for what they've done. When I do, I swear they're going to forget everything they've done. Ranko. Sorry, didn't want to yell at you. You're right, we have to call Mr. Brown. Go look for him. Hurry. Yes. Finally making some progress, and now this happens. Such an idiot, I should have taken her to Melody and Maddie and Christine when we spoke before. Maybe her alone with the killer on the loose was like crying out for him to come kill her. Knife she was stabbed with. Looks like the same one used to murder Sister Shepherd. How did they get it? Why was Miss Marvel keeping it here? I mean, it was assaulted. It also looked like it wasn't planned. I understand the meaning behind all these deaths. Oh God, what's with that? Oh, no. Jessica. She had been murdered just a while ago. Talking with her just a little earlier. Why? Why? Mr. Brown. Girls, go back to your room. To reach land tomorrow morning, leaving without my or the staff's permission is strictly forbidden. We can't let this happen again. Mr. Brown, we were... No ifs or buts. Go back to your room right now. All right. I returned soon enough to inform everyone about the situation and give instructions for all the students to follow. Understood. Let's go, Astrid. Yes. Oh. Been locked in here for a while, and there's no news from Mr. Brown. Sure, he's informing everyone about what happened earlier. It's obvious that they can't let us move around freely in this kind of situation. That anyone would dare go anywhere alone, considering the danger, though. Can't keep looking for clues from our room. Find the truth this way. Take this chance to review what we've learned from the investigation. A quick assessment of our situation here. Locked in an underwater train where people are getting murdered and there's no way to escape until we reach land. When you put it that way, it make it sound bad. But a different way, then. Again, as one of our absurd trips for the rich kids resulted in 2 teachers dead and a girl in a coma. We don't know if one of us will be the next victim. The kind of luck we're having, the train will probably stop before it arrives. Do you think it's funny to say these kinds of things? This is serious. We're in danger. Come on, let's try to keep calm. Last thing we need to do is start freaking out. I'm not freaking out, I'm so calm. We can see that, yeah. Well, how are we supposed to keep calm when you insist on speaking bad omens? Just ignore them, take a deep breath, try to chill a little bit. Yeah, you're right. Try to calm down. Oh no, help! What's happening? Is there another victim? No, my phone is losing battery and I can't find the charger. Things are looking more and more grim by the second. No. We're in danger. Wow, you sound like a bona fide detective. You sound like someone who actually knows what she's doing. So let's start with the most relevant point. Is this string of killings really related to Mr. Shepard? It's just a serial killer looking to murder some people before he reached land. Everything seemed to point to the first option, but I'm not so sure now. The issue here is that we have a clear motivation for the first step, but not for either of the others. Why was Irene assaulted? Who would want Miss Marble dead? If we don't manage to answer these questions, then we'll have to surrender to the idea that someone is trying to kill us for fun. Maybe we should focus on who had the chance instead of getting stuck on the motive. That's a good idea. I actually have a rather nice piece of data about who could have killed Mr. Shepard. Do you remember? Huh? Oh, sorry. Christine claimed to have seen some girl going in the teacher's room before the Clarice passed by. Based on her looks and her red jacket, she could be a freshman. That's a pretty good start, right? Yes and no. Knowing that led us to suspect Irene, but it's obvious that she was not the culprit. Also, I can't entirely trust Christine's testimony. She would have had reason to kill him, and also not, given the case she was building against him. Barely glimpsed the girl, and the red jacket might just be a red herring. Right now, we can't put too much faith in it. If we check that piece of data against the possible suspects of the other assaults, we'll find the name we're looking for. Anyone could have had the chance to do it, however. We have no clues that help shorten the list of suspects. That we don't even know how Miss Marble could have been murdered in such a short time. Someone had to have been keeping a close eye on the room and went in as soon as we left. That's the only thing that would explain how they managed to stab her so fast. This case has become a hard one to crack. That's another thing. Yeah? We still have no idea why Irene was in the bathroom. That's true, we don't know which weapon they used either. It feels odd that the same knife was used for both murders, but she was clobbered on the head with something. Maybe the killer couldn't use the knife at that time. Maybe. Then where did they find the weapon to bash her? It's not like there are many blunt objects on this train to go around killing people with. Also, why didn't they leave the weapon behind in the bathroom like they did the other times? This is all very strange. Perhaps the most baffling question is the one from before. Why was Irene there at night? Did she agree to meet with someone there? It had to be the killer. They had no way of knowing she was there otherwise. They hadn't planned to meet beforehand. Maybe they left her a note. A note? No, a message on her phone. Darn, why didn't we think of that sooner? Could have been the other golden ticket of clues, but now we have no way to check it. You don't know if we could unlock her phone anyways. That's true. Okay, let's accept that Irene was not in the bathroom by chance. That the killer arranged a meeting there in order to kill her. That would mean that they were actually targeting her specifically. Exactly, but then we are back to our original question. Why her? Is there any reason why someone would want to kill her in that, like they did Mr. Shepard? Maybe she knew about something troubling the killer. That would make sense, but what does Miss Marble have to do with any of this? Irene and Mr. Shepard were very close, but Miss Marble wasn't involved. The more I think about it, the less I understand. Let's get back to the discarding process. Right, let's start with the train staff. Among the ones who interacted with us, neither Mr. Milk, nor Mr. Johnson, nor Miss Joyce were acquainted with us beforehand. I don't think they would have any reason to have committed these crimes. What about Mrs. Queen? I find it very suspicious that she's been in hiding for the entire trip. Even after our catastrophic visit to her room, we didn't manage to find any incriminatory evidence. So it doesn't seem likely. It does seem a little shady, but if you think about it, she is subject to the same restrictions as the rest of the staff. For example, and this is a key point, none of them have Irene's phone number. There's no way they could have sent her the message to meet at night. Oh, you're right. But we have progressed a lot. Just to think about who may have her phone number, and the list will become much shorter. No, it's not that easy. Fortunately, all the Academy students on this train have access to that number. Remember that we're all in that same group chat in case there's an announcement to make. Anyone could look at the member list and find her phone number. Trust, I thought we were making progress here. Don't lose heart. There's still people to cut from the list. For instance, Clarice Rossellini is a very unlikely suspect. She was the one who found the first body, but having Mr. Shepard alive was in her best interest as she needed his help with her problem. And she had no reason at all to assault the other two victims. I'd put her on the innocent pile. That's one less person. I think we can cut Erica, too. She was in the dining car when Teach was being murdered, and we already know that she would never harm Irene. I don't think she has anything to do with the case. We have to thank her for taking care of Irene in our stead. Yeah, glad she's managed to correct her bad attitude. Everyone can come back on the right path if you give them the chance to do so. Maybe, but intention is only proved through action, not words alone. In her case, she wanted to redeem herself after spreading all those rumors about Irene, and that's what she's doing. I respect that. In that case, who are the most likely suspects? The Wildcats, for instance. Katya specifically had lots of reasons to kill Mr. Shepard, so she's a good option to consider. Perhaps she assaulted Irene to silence her and Miss Marble for doing nothing while she was being harassed. Catherine and Mao also looked really surprised when they heard her story. I don't think they're involved in the case, but who knows? Maybe one of them was a victim of Mr. Shepard and is keeping quiet about it to elude suspicion. Wow, she seems like a very promising suspect. Maybe it really was Katya. Can't rush this. Counted some people out, but there's still a lot we can't be so sure about. I don't want to suspect them, but Maddie and especially Christine also have a strong motive. They said they wanted to corner him to bring his crimes to light. Maybe they ran out of patience and took the law into their own hands. I don't see them assaulting Irene and Miss Marble. What pisses me off the most is that I can't seem to find a link between the three victims. Until I work out what it is, anyone aside from those clear to suspicion could be the culprit. Even people who don't seem at all related to Mr. Brown or Haifa. How is that one of them? Both of them seem like good people to me. I wouldn't want either of them to be the killer. Now that I mentioned her name, Haifa was right about something. We have to be ready to accept the result. There's a chance we won't like what we find, but we have to find the truth. If the culprit is someone dear to us, we can't hide it, nor wash our hands of it. We have to make them take responsibility for their actions. Yeah, I just hope that's not the case. Me too. Knock, knock. Ladies, it's your turn for dinner. Please wait in the corridor with your peers. We have to continue our talk later. It's actually starting to get hungry. You know, because the nerves and such. Like you need to be nervous to get hungry. Sort of being a healthy lady with a good appetite. I'm sure you're hungry too. Yeah, well, I'm tired, mostly. The situation is draining all my energy. Everyone's energy, I guess. Dinner. Who's that? I wonder what's for dinner. Eiko, Biko. Attention, please. What's the matter? I saw the case. I know who the killer is. Really? That's great. There's no mystery too hard for me. I'm the Cordelia Gray of the 21st century. You're the girl who's running back and forth while pestering everyone with uncomfortable questions? In the flesh? Keep us guessing. Who's the culprit? Well, I still don't know exactly. You just said you knew. What I meant is that I almost have the answer. Crossing suspects from my list. The last one standing will be without a doubt be the culprit we're looking for. Okay, and how's that going? Well, I know it wasn't me, so that's one less. Of course you're not. It wasn't me either. Okay, that's another less. That makes two. Are you pulling our leg or what? Stop complaining. Think you can do better, you're welcome to try. It can't be that difficult. Tell us then, who is the culprit? The killer was Yasu. No, not Yasu. Are you really trying to get away with all the... Are you really trying to get away with an almost half-a-century-old meme? I wonder. Do you know what I wonder? No, I wonder. What do you wonder? Who's that? I haven't seen her until now. What are they talking about? Oh, it's Mrs. Queen. It's like she decided to come out of her room. Hi, Mrs. Queen. Huh? Oh, it's you two. Quite a pleasant trip you're giving me here. It's meant to be a memorable event, waking the spirits of many future travelers. We can enjoy the beauty of the ocean, but now there's another dead person. Here we are locked up with a murderer with no way to escape. I don't know how they convinced me to eat dinner here. We're so sorry. This is the end of this train. Enjoying Marvel, promoting peace and rest while observing nature will soon go to waste. It wasn't the train's fault. If it is or not, nobody's going to get on a train where people were killed. This is the end for us. Don't be so pessimistic. The mistake was to put too much trust in your passengers. You can prevent future tragedies like this one if you improve the security. Easier said than done. Our reputation spreads too fast nowadays. If you improve our services, it'll be too late. I understand your point, but I think all is not lost. I'm sure you can find the way to change things up. It's nice to be young, always looking on the bright side. You lose that naivety with the years. I just hope it's not with a blow like this one. Leave me alone. I'm not in the mood to get mad. Alright, we can keep going. I'm not even in the mood to get mad. Well, let's go look for a table. We're going in turns like the other males, but these mixed groups make finding somewhere to sit a bit more difficult for everybody. Yeah, we'll have to look for random open seats. Hey guys, looking for somewhere to sit? Want to eat here with me? Oh hey, Clarice. Clarice! My friend is so scared that she doesn't want to leave the room. I would love some company. Thanks, you're doing us a big favor. Such a messy trip, right? Expected a fun journey. It's ended up being one of the worst experiences we've ever lived through. Quite the way to take a break from school. I'm sad it all turned out this way. And Miss Marble's death. She was a stern teacher, but a nice one, too. She always supported her students in everything. I feel bad for the way she went. We're the last ones to see her. We still can't understand what could have happened. Whoa, you were the ones who found her? You're always in the middle of every mess. We get that a lot. It's not like we're doing it because we want to. Guess there won't be many people mourning her. We didn't interact with teachers from the academy that much after all. But to me she was kind of special. Miss Marble helped me a lot with my studies during my first year, and she was always a role model to me. In this kind of environment, full of conceited and stuck-up rich people, only moved by money and power, finding an imposing woman was a breath of fresh air. Sorry, I didn't want to imply that and all of you are like that. It's just that sometimes I feel a little out of place in this academy. It was a pretty nasty comment on my side. You can give me the yellow card. I mean, to be fair, everyone else is stuffy and rich. You were here on like a sports scholarship, right? So, understandable. No, don't worry. I understand what you're saying. It's true that elitism is one of the worst flaws of this school. Anyways, I find it surprising that a girl so committed to sports like you are had that kind of relationship with Miss Marble. Yeah, I know. Actually, we sort of grew apart this year. You know, because of my little block on tournaments and such, but she always tried to find some time to chat and check if I was alright. Maybe she was just trying to find a friend among so many unmotivated students. I feel awful I couldn't even comfort her when Mr. Shepard was killed. Comfort her? What do you mean? Well, geez, I guess it doesn't matter anymore. Don't tell anyone, okay? I'm sure Miss Marble would be mad if she knew I blabbed about her. What? Oh no. One day we were alone in the refectory. Refectory, talking over a cup of coffee, and she admitted that she liked him a lot. Wow! Usual buddy talk, you know? Didn't give it much thought back then. They say love grows over time, after all. However, now it's clear how happy Miss Marble was whenever she talked about him. Whenever she was talking about how she felt about him. Hard to believe that with that sour face she always had on her. I'm serious. That's why I say I feel awful about not comforting her in such a tough situation. It had to be a heavy blow finding the man that she loved murdered. Actually, she did look really flustered when we found the body. Not just because of the scene, but because it was Mr. Shepard. I'm sure she was. She was really making an effort these few days to keep us calm, but it had to be so painful for her. I'm sure she was sad and angry, but had to keep it hidden in front of the students. Poor Miss Marble. Whoever killed her was a jerk, and they're lucky they murdered her before she found out who they are. I'm not sure she could have resisted taking revenge on them had she known who the culprit was. Wow. Now I get why she was so distraught when she learned about Mr. Shepard's background. Oh. That paints a whole new picture. What do you mean? Oops, I spilled the beans. Ranko, can you explain it to her? Ranko? Uh-oh. She's having an epiphany. Sorry, it was a mistake. Please don't be mad. Something is clicking. Come on, you're scaring me. Yeah, me too. Maybe she's feeling ill. Ranko! Hi. Huh? I can't believe it. You told her I let it slip without thinking. Don't be mad, please. No, not that. I can't believe I was so stupid. Gosh, I'm an absolute idiot. I just don't understand. Clarice, how good are you at rugby? I'm great. I played the defense line and nobody could go past me. Wonderful. Please do me a favor. In 5 seconds, you have to tackle Mr. Brown to stop him from getting out of the dining car. What? Astrid, come with me. What? Hey, where are you going? Oof. Not sure what's going on, but I hope this is worth it. It is, thank you. Come back here. Hooligans. Nom nom. So what did we learn from that exchange? What are you doing here? Sorry, but we have to act before they find us. It won't be long before they catch us here. Okay, but why do we have to go inside Miss Marble's room? Last time we were freaking out and didn't search the place properly. The final piece of evidence we need to find the truth is right here. I don't think it. I know it. I'm sure. 2 girls just ran out of the dining car. Mr. Brown is hunting them down. He looked really angry. Did something happen? I can't stand this anymore. I want to get back on land. Me too. This trip was an absolute nightmare. I'm so scared. What if somebody else gets assaulted tonight? Please, somebody, come rescue us already. Listen, we've lived through a frightening experience, but you have to endure a bit longer. While we'll arrive at our destination, it'll all be over. Can't let us get swept up by fear. That will only make things worse. I understand, but it's hard knowing there's a killer on the loose. Everything is going to be all right. Just follow Mr. Brown's instructions. Don't come out from your room. Make sure to lock the door. If someone is trapped with the culprit, she'd be in danger. Don't say that. Stop scaring us. Relax. Even if that was true, wouldn't be assaulted because the culprit would expose themselves. They only acted because they knew no one would find out their identity. It would be stupid to assault your roomie, knowing you would be the only suspect. Follow the rules and everything is going to be alright. Yeah, you're right. Thanks for reassuring us. Hey, I finally managed to get back my phone. What'd I miss? You missed a lot. Alright, it's dangerous to be here alone. What will we do if the murderer comes to silence us? Relax, nobody's going to jump us. We'll accept Mr. Brown, maybe. He sure is going to scold us good for running out like this. But let's leave that for later. We have to get in first. Can't believe the door was left open. This is a crime scene. I guess they didn't expect anyone would want to go into a place where a person was killed. It is true, I don't want to be here. What's this thing you're looking for? Okay, first things first, I have to apologize to you. To me? You're an airhead who only thinks about bloomings and food. But sometimes I forget that you make some of the sharpest remarks. Doesn't sound like an apology to me, just your usual bullying. No, really, I'm sorry. You should pay more attention to what you say. Okay, I'm glad you're taking me more seriously. And I made you skip twice! But for good reason. Here and now we're going to solve this darn murder case. I'm sorry to say that. I'm right. Could have stopped some of the incidents here. What do you mean? Whatever happens from now on, there will be no more deaths. Miss Marble was the final target, and thus we are not in danger anymore. We never were, actually. All assaults were against very specific and unlucky people. The rest of the passengers were never at risk despite what we thought at first. You mean it's not a serial killer then? This is all about Mr. Shepard? Yes, this is all about him. That chat with Clarice was a real eye-opener. We couldn't find a motive linking Miss Marble's death with the other victims, but that was very revealing. That thing about her being in love with Mr. Shepard was very significant. To sum it up, the reason she died is because she loved that scumbag. That's horrible! Think about this, how could they kill her with such little time? Before we decided to pay her a visit, she was alone in her room, resting. We could have taken that chance to kill her without needing to rush. However, the killer opted for murdering her right after we left the room. They had time to do it before we came back. They cleaned any traces and fled the scene unnoticed in such a short time frame. You think you could commit a premeditated murder like that in such a short time? No, probably not. The answer is much more simple. Suicide? By stabbing herself in the chest. Learning that her dear fellow was a molester with a long history of harassment must have felt like treason to her. It's reason enough for her to fall into despair, though maybe not so for such a dramatic ending. No, this is not just because she felt hurt, it's because she felt guilty. She did something unforgivable. I understand, what do you mean? That first night, when she caught us leaving Mr. Shepard's room, we told her that we were taking on this case and that we had some clues about Teach's death. It piqued her interest, but more likely, the piece of data she found most remarkable was, that some first year just visited Mr. Shepard just before he was killed. Then he mentioned Irene's name. We didn't have any evidence to back up that claim, but that also had nothing to disprove it. So we caused Irene's assault by, name-dropping her to Shepard. Shit. And that is why... What? But that means... Yeah, I'm afraid that is... I'm afraid it's what you think it is. That would explain why we found her dead, too. What an awful story. Agreed. There was no need to go that far. We'll start with a straight unnecessary victim, and ended with 2 more people involved. It's because we didn't do our job properly. But you can't know if that's what really happened. Is there anything to prove that theory? The final piece of evidence is right here. Huh? What does the closet have to do with anything? Not the closet, but what's inside. Remember the second time we were in Mr. Shepard's room? You said there was something odd, like something was missing from the scene. I usually find it hard to believe that someone as distracted as you is able to notice those kinds of details, but you happen to be right. Tee. Remember this next time you're reluctant to hear me out. Miss Marvel kept the knife when it was found in the restroom. I guess she intended to guard it until the police could analyze it once we reached land. However, that is not the only piece of evidence she took. There's something else, an item that she kept after kicking us out, that wasn't there when we came back. What was it? This. A jacket stained with blood! For a moment, we had only had our eyes on Teach's body. We were oblivious to the other details with such a shocking scene before us. It was definitely there. Our testimony alone didn't hold any value to her. Miss Marble accepted the allegations because she had the jacket with her. We're guilty of misleading her in that regard. I don't think that. Couldn't know that she would act like that. Yes, but those are the facts. We have to take responsibility for what we did. Also, Togawa, Larson, where are you hiding? Here they are. They got here a little sooner than expected. So we don't have much time, but there's something else I still haven't explained. Something important. I'll fill you in after talking with Mr. Brown. You can understand if I show you this, though. That's... It was inside the pocket of the jacket. I'm sure you've connected all the dots by now. Ranko? No. Don't worry. Our resolve is still as strong as when we began. Be diligent about this outcome, whatever happens. Oh? Togawa! Oh no, it's gonna be Haifa. Did we find a shuriken in the pocket of the jacket or something? Hello, Mr. Brown. We're sorry for running away like that. Sit down for a moment, please. We have to talk about the things that happened here. Time to close this case has finally come. 2 days. 2 days were enough to unravel the worst tragedy we had ever lived through. Due to the ocean waters surrounding us while we were trapped in that submarine train were tainted with the horrors of death. Just as a new day had finally arrived, so at the moment to learn the truth. Not a little, not a lot, but all of it. Here's your juice. It seems like a good point to end off, I reckon. It's time to learn the truth. The truth will come next time. As perhaps the first killer and the origin of this case will be revealed. The implications are rather clear that Teach accused Irene of being Shepard's killer because of our intervention, went out of her way to confront Irene at night, likely was the cause of the assault on her. Then when we revealed the truth of Shepard's crimes to her, took her own life out of guilt and shame. I believe that's the assumption we're working under here. As far as the rest, the crime at the core of this, it seems we have the jacket that our killer was wearing in the room. We have the jacket, and we have something in the jacket which clearly points to the killer. And it is not going to be not going to be a comfortable truth in the slightest. None of this is comfortable in the slightest. Not with some of the stuff coming out about Shepard. That is harsh. Real harsh. Painfully real, but painfully real given the extravagant setting, but painfully real. The truth revealed next episode is going to be a sad one, without a doubt. Until next time, until then.